Alô, boa noite.
Hello.
E nou nós estamos com o RAW podcast com Marlon Moore. E we nós também papo over the money mindset. Today is going to be in English with our special guest, Davide Bugatti from Enlightenpreneur, businessman, father, family man. Davide,
Good evening.
how are you doing?
I'm good.
Good.
Thank you. And you?
Before we start, let's take a 3 breath. All right, Mr. Enlightenpreneur, how are you doing?
How did you know these things about the tree breath? Because that's what I wanted to tell you to do. You always do with everyone?
No, this is the first time with you.
Seriously, I have to show you that I wanted to start with you like that, and you surprised me. So I'm happy that we were connected.
Our mind must be in
but we
sync.
needed to do real tree breath.
I did 3.
Really tree? Yeah, too slow. You need to show how a serious breath should be.
True.
Nice.
How are you doing? How
I'm
has
good.
it been?
I'm good. It's been since the last time I came here. It's been quite some months. Long journey, and many things coming out that I can't wait to share even more.
Good. I saw you're very active with your business in entrepreneur, your coaching set.
Yeah. The things that I'm teaching and coaching to do, I'm the first one applying it.
Oh, nice.
So I'm still everything in a starting process. I can call it this the embryonal phase, but it's giving me a lot of emotion also during my working days to really transform everything that is in my knowledge and everything is in my wisdom, let's call it, and put it available for the people I work with. It's very interesting process.
Good. And today we're gonna give you people, the one who's tuning in and the ones who's gonna watch later. We're gonna talk about money mindset. So as you have followed this podcast show RAW, it's about rebuilding, aligning, and winning in life. And the first episodes we discussed about mental health, then we switched about mindset, how to face your fears, those fears that are stopping you or blocking you for pursuing your dream job or your dream business or your passion, whatever it is that you want to do. And then we talked about mindset shift. So when that shift happens, that you no longer have fears or you know how to deal with it and you go all in. No, this is what I want to do. This is my purpose. What are the steps I'm going to take to do this? So that was the mindset shift from last week. And once you have that mindset shift, the next step is money mindset. Of course, you're going to make some money.
Yeah.
How are you going to manage this money? How is your belief about money?
Yeah.
How did you grow up thinking about money? So today we have the Davide. So you're going to give us some bombs about money mindset. What were your first experience about money when you grew up?
Yeah. Thank you for the question, because that's exactly where I would love to start. First of all, thank you for inviting me for a so important topic, because what I want to explain today, that it's not that you shift your mindset and then you start to make money. You really need to understand how money works in order to then being able to accumulate. And to reply to your question, what I want to share, that I think that most of the people that I'm talking to, even right now, the podcast, they come from a family that, a working family. 40 years
True.
Working, 8 hours a day, coming back late at night, cooking, being tired on the sofa. And I remember that I was me and my brother on the table, and while I was growing, I always thinking about myself that even if I respect and I love my family a lot, I always say to myself that I wouldn't want to have this kind of lifestyle. Despite they give me everything, that why I'm super grateful for the way they grow me and my brother. I always think that I wanted to make more. I wanted to be more. I wanted to be able to really live a lifestyle of freedom, and even if they were not teaching me that, And even if the school I was going was not teaching me that, I was always seeking for the information of the big achiever.
True, because the school doesn't teach you about money.
Look, a teacher is someone that cannot teach about money because he's living a lifestyle that is not from the really successful people. So it's very difficult that they can give you advices or they can show you a way or lead you personal way to be really financially independent.
Correct.
It comes from personal self-development.
They can teach you values and habits, but
Definitely.
the money mindset, it comes from, as you say, books, mentorships, courses. And how did you, was it something innate of you, or did you go to courses about money mindset?
I think that, I don't want to, I really think there was something innate, the fact to be entrepreneurial. So it
Do you
was
have
very...
family members that are entrepreneurs in your
Nobody that really... Maybe my uncle was a little bit a sales guy, but we don't have really... We have a beautiful family. My parents, my uncle, things like that, respected. But nobody really, they show us that kind of richness and freedom. Even if growing, I realized that richness is what my parents gave me. That is tranquility, they give me love, those things. But as a financial freedom, we didn't have example in the family. So I started to collect information I was just observing the people around me, the people that I started to make work based on commission. So instead of going to work for 8 hours, I was having a small fee as a salary, and I was making money on commission. So I think that the first really big experience of financial freedom is to control my income. And control my income is based how much I sell. The more I sell, the more I get money. So what I started to get everything I could understand about sales. And my first mentor was Grant Cardone, in the fact that he was the master of sales. And then I grew into that market till I was able to have some money and then become entrepreneurship.
Grant Cardone is the exactly master about selling, about money mindset. He's the ones that have been giving lots of courses, academy, master classes. He's having the tours in the States.
He was having a yearly conference in Vegas and Miami.
I followed the one in Miami, I guess.
Yeah,
that was 2020, October.
2020? The last one.
Yeah, that was a good one.
And now it's all virtual. But that if someone is in sales, that is watching us is in sales, so has a profession with commission, Grant Cardone is a master that you cannot miss. And so that was my first experience to really put myself out there and say, okay, nobody's giving me a salary. I have to be actively seeking for my income. And that was my first shift when I was 20.
And it depends on you, the way you if you don't sell, you don't earn money, or you don't earn the commission. So you have to perform, you have to develop yourself, sharpen your skills. And for me also, you have to have the belief that the value you put out there, so the value you're going to give to your customers, your clients, or your employees, you have to put a high value in this. So your belief that what you earn for those values is not limited. Can you specify more about this?
I think that this is something that is also even more important right now with having a global audience, because that's another key point that I'm taking the opportunity right now to develop. It's thinking the way we think business like we used to be. It's in an island like Aruba, thinking about just a local business, it's very limiting. It's limiting your potential, it's limiting your income. And the value that you provide is, if you think that it's gonna be viewed or enjoyed just for the people of Aruba, it won't be able to really touch your full potential. So if you think that with the online boom, with the online development that we have in the last year most of all, You are the opportunity to have your product, your service delivered in front of a global audience. So there are different rules to showcase your value in front of a global audience. So it's not anymore the culture of Aruba. It's not anymore papiamento. It's not anymore the classic ways to communicate that we have in this island. It's really a way to manifest and broadcast your value on a global scale. And because it's global, it has to be a little bit more holistic. It's not just anymore your skills in sales. It's also your skills in communication. It's also your skill in the way you live your life. It's also your skill in how you live your relationship. It's also your skill how you live your family life. So it's not anymore you as a salesman, as a professional, it's you as a whole. Because once you go on a global audience, you are exposed on every side of yourself. And you want also to attract the right people next, the right buyer or the right client or the right student because of your whole life, not just because of the way you sell the product.
So what I understand is more about you, how you live your life, how you portray your business service, and it's not just about selling a product or a service. It's about the value. What solution, what problem are you giving a solution to?
Yeah, but again, if I repeat, underscore better myself, the value right now that is super important in the marketplace is your overall value. So if you talk me about your product and your product is wonderful, if you told me about your service and it's cool, but I don't connect with you for your way of living your life, for your way of living your relationship, for the way you live your family life, and there is no connection there, it's very difficult that I resonate. So what I'm trying to say that the value right now that we have to portray is an holistic value. We really need to take care, and we have the opportunity to improve all the areas of our life. And once we do our best to try to improve everything, then we can connect to a global audience. Because when you really have all the let's say the internet being able to connect with you, they really want to connect with everything of you, not just with your product. So with your mission, with your purpose. You understand my point? So your product, if it's connected also to a purpose, there is a mission behind, there is even more clientele. If you also have, for example, a good father and you respect your relationship with your wife and things like that, there is even more connection. So if you have a good product but you live a stupid lifestyle and you have a bad relationship and you treat bad your wife, you can hide it before. Right now you cannot anymore. You're exposed. You are the business, not your product or your service.
Exactly, you are the
business. That's the value that I really push to develop, because it's like born again.
That is completely true, and you have to work on yourself for that.
Yeah,
you have to change your belief, shift your mindset. And I'm glad you're saying that it's the whole package. When you have a money mindset, it's not just about what I'm gonna earn with this product or service.
Exactly.
It's about who am I becoming to give value to someone.
Yeah.
And I wanted to ask about, what are your thoughts about saving or spending? If a person wants to grow on himself, to give value to another, does he save to wait for bigger opportunities, or does he or she start spending and investing?
I want to say this small quote that says that says it all. I say, poor people are poor because they spend all their money. Middle class are middle class because they save all their money. Wealthy people is wealthy because they invest all their money.
Wow, that's good.
I'm not talking about how much money you have. It's just about the mindset of spending, the mindset of using your money. So another thing that is very important about money, saving, spending, is just, before I reply to your question, just this small detail that, let's say that if we live other 40 years, okay, I'm 40, I think that I'm going to live other 40 years. if I live 40 years, even more, 13 of these years, I'm gonna spend them sleeping. If I sleep 8 hours a day. So if we don't understand, if we don't realize, if we don't learn how to do passive income, in the next 40 years, we lose 13 years of income. We lose 156 months of income. And if we don't realize it and we don't show it to our son, we continue to portray generation of people that just work 8 hours a day for their salary. And you're gonna lose ground with all the other people that understood, they learned how to make passive income. Why I'm saying this thing with the passive income? Because to come back to him about saving and investing, I have this rule that I call 50-25-25. So let's say, for example, that you get a salary of 2,500 florins. I stay very low. Someone take 5, someone take. If you have a mindset that you spend all the money, no matter what, you remain with zero. You continue to live that lifestyle. What is the right lifestyle that you should embrace for some years? You have to live 50%. Those have to be your expenses for rent, for the roof, for the place where you live. Okay, 25% has to be saving. So in this example, 2,000, or let's say 1,000, you have 1,500 for your rent, 750 for your food and fun, and 750 you don't have to use it.
And what do you invest then?
The 750 is the saving. Then at some point, after 1 year, 750 times 12, you have 10,000 florins. With 10,000 florins, you can get a super course mentorship with someone that teach you stuff about business, mindset, sales, drop shipping, whatever you want, Instagram growth, whatever. Because maybe you say, I don't have money to buy the course. 1 year. If you wait 5 years, you live a little bit below your means, you put your mission, you put your big vision there, you have 50,000 florins. With 50,000 florins, you can put a deposit to buy a house. In that house, you can rent it, having some passive income from the payment that you have to go to the bank, and you can start to build something. That's what I'm trying to say to you. It's very important to have goals of 5, 10, 25, and having someone that suggests you what are some right goals to build something powerful. Because we don't do maths. We have the money, we spend money. We have the money, spend money, and we complain that we don't have money. No, you just have the wrong mindset on and the wrong approach on how to use money. Then you can tell me, yeah, but 2,500 florins, how can I save those money? Okay, go to make more money. Augment, increase your value in the marketplace. Do a side job, whatever, but the goal is to save, to invest. Because if you leave
save to invest, right?
Save to invest. But you have to have the big picture. Okay, what I'm going to do? Because most of the people, they save, but they don't know what to do with that. So at some point, they have 20,000. Let's buy a new car. But that's not the point. You need to have the vision. So it's not the shiny object that triggers you when you have some money away. You have the goal.
That's true, and it takes years because we are living. For me, we're talking about how do you grow up. I grew up also with my mother and father. They did the best they could. They had a 9-to-5 job, or my father at night job. My mother worked the whole day in sales also, and I had to live with my grandmother. So they didn't even have the time because they were working so hard to provide food, basic needs for us on the table, pay for school. And we are not brought up with that mindset. And what you just told about saving stuff, usually we save to go on vacation, or that new TV that's going, that new phone, that new couch. But it takes a few years, and you save for when you're ready to invest, or not ready, but when you see an opportunity, you have that money saved to invest. But while you do it, for me, it's also good to the money that you have for fun, you also invest in little courses to increase and sharpen your skills.
The more you grow, the more learning is fun.
True.
when
if it's aligned with your purpose,
it's perfect.
You're gonna feel good when you're increasing your knowledge about that.
Yeah, it's fun to learn something new and apply, and the satisfaction that it gives you at 40 years old, the satisfaction that gives me to learn something new and see to apply towards my purpose is way more to going out and getting drunk with my friends. I don't think it's something wrong with me. I'm just growing, but that's something magical behind it. Learning something new and applying to your business and see and reap and soar and it gives me more. I don't know, and I'm not the only one.
No.
I won't be the only one that I see now, but I hope that you understand what I'm saying.
No, I understand, and I want to say to these people, when you have clarity on your purpose and your why, there's gonna be moments when you're doing stuff for fun, and you're only thinking, shit, I have to go home tomorrow. I have to do this. Damn, I should have read more books tonight. I don't know if you have that. You're having fun, social life and so, but you're thinking about, no, I need to finish that course. I need to read that thing. Oh, I wanted to see that course video.
I suggest that, and that's something that I also implement in my coaching business. You're studying and you want to go out. You're out and you want to come back study. I suggest you, if you're doing something, stay present. So if that night you decided that you want to go out, give your best to your friends, be present, give them your full attention. You know, sometimes your friends deserve your attention or demand your attention, and it's nice also to give them. What I'm trying to say that instead of spending all your money in fun and be the hangover all Sunday and then Monday be bad at work, whatever you're doing, put some money away, get a course on whatever you think that is your thing. That's the fact. If you don't have clarity what you want, how will you put your money? You can guess a course, you can guess a mentorship. I think I need this, I think I need that. No. Ground yourself through meditation and other many tools that we know. And in that moment where you silence your mind a little bit, then you can listen your spirit, you can listen your heart a little bit more, and you can have some intuition. And what kind of intuition come out from that moment, you can start to dig a little bit more there. And I show you the journey is quite interesting because it's you. It's you beside the continued narrative of your mind that I have to do, I have to be, I'm worried, next time, next day, my past. Just breathe, connect, listen, and that intuition, you just say, wow, I didn't know that. And then you developed.
Definitely. When you have that intuition, you put time what you want, you know what the next steps you have to do about it. I want to ask you also about debt. How do you feel about debt? And if you can also explain for the people that are listening, when you have a salary, how do you manage that money so you have money for the passion or side hustle you have? Do you first pay all your debts and then at the end, what's left, you save or invest? I really need to see the context here to really suggest something serious about it. What I can say about debt is about my knowledge about debt. That is mostly the two sides of debt. There is good debt and bad debt. And the fact is that people think that debt is always bad. So at the opposite. We are brought up that, hey, live, pay your debt, and work, pay your debt.
The thing is that bad debt, of course you have to pay it. You have to get rid of it right away because the percentage of interest of that bad debt, like credit cards, car loans, vacation loans, are crazy. We are talking about 15, 16, 12. It's a no-brainer. In the other side, good debt is what you get to build something that brings you money in. So, for example, if you take debt to buy a business and this business produce money that pay itself the debt, that's a good debt. If you take a house and you take a mortgage and you put someone living and you have the mortgage of 500 florins and the person inside pay 800 florins to live inside, the person is paying the debt. So that's good debt. bad debt is your credit card, is your car loan, because your car doesn't produce any money. It's taking you money. Your vacation, whatever, things that you buy with the debt of that kind of debt is something that if you can get rid of it, if you enter in the mindset that you say, I'm getting rid of it because I want to go ahead, that's the first thing to do. If you say, I want to get rid of it, and then the next month you're spending another 10K with a credit card, you're not understanding the loop. True. But if you decide that, okay, I want to get rid of all my debt at once, so I can have in one time all my power of income to use, that's very important things.
That is so true. And I when I started my business or my passion with the food business, F&B, I also had that problem, or that I would say that limiting belief that should I get debt to finance my business and make it into an actual business or not. And I was struggling because I have this mindset that debt is something bad.
Yeah, no, that good debt.
Because of the school I have to pay, because of the mortgage I had to pay. It's like that fear that, damn, if the business doesn't go well, I still have to pay this debt.
That's the fear that he spoke 2 weeks ago with Dave Martinus.
Yes.
But fears come from lack of knowledge. Because if you make your number and you can see that your business is doing enough to get enough loan to improve your business, then your business is already paying it. And it's a good business because it's financing something that is producing money. And that's the whole difference between good debt and bad debt. And where did I discover this? I learned this. So in 2006, I read Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Me too.
26 years old I was. I'm giving now to my kids, they are 15. And I saw this story, and I suggest to everyone, I'm sure that a lot of people read it if you are watching this podcast. And in that period, I was having 8,000 euro saved, 16,000 florins, okay? At 26, I was spending everything, restaurant, clothing, this, like that. When I read that my 8,000 to do a Rich Dad, Poor Dad course, okay? So 3,000 euro is gonna remain, but I say, what we were saying before, I want to invest in myself. I want to understand the real estate game. I want to understand the business game. I want to understand the difference between good debt, bad debt, and all these things. So that book, that course, I took it in 2006. It allowed me in 2018 to buy an apartment complex in Aruba. So 12 years after. So what I'm trying to tell you that success, financial freedom, call it whatever you want, it's not an overnight thing. It's a process, and you grow into it, but you need to start somewhere to be clear of what you want. What I wanted, I didn't want to be at the table as my parents always did, to fight on a bill, to fight on a ticket from the police. I couldn't handle anymore. They were ruining their vibe for things connected to money. So, and I knew that the only way was to do things like my parents didn't do. So investing in a course on a real estate or business. And that's what I really, really, really suggest to everyone. There is so much knowledge out there. Just be clear, find clarity. I'm a person that helped very much to find a clarity on your path. But whoever is going to help you, just connect to that and go all in something. And save, stay home a little bit more. Nowadays, you're almost forced. But try to use your money wisely instead of just getting rid of it. When you get it, just immediately grab it. Yeah, take care of them.
Definitely.
Cuddle them. Not that you have to be like greedy, but you have to know that this paper is going to allow you in the closest future to build something that can remain to your kids.
That was a book that changed my whole mindset also about money, about how I should proceed in life, because I was working then a 9-to-5 job. I'm still am, but now the difference is when I started reading that book and other books, I started investing in my skills, sharpening my skills in accounting, finance, going to mentorship courses, the course of Dave Martinez. For me, it was in 2017 that was the first book that said, no, Marlon, you can't just sit here, do your 9 to 5 job. Of course, you have a family, you have to take care of that too, but you have to put time to invest in yourself also for whatever opportunities come, or for your passion, your why, your purpose.
Yeah. As I may say, the Marlon that I have in front of me right now is not the Marlon that we were together in my coaching space, and he understood the value of what he was carrying, and he was lacking the information on how to transfer it out. So once we have been together and we work on the factor that defined his clarity, he didn't think back anymore. So I help him to understand, okay, now that you know that you have this willing, this desire, this purpose, you need to put it out. And he found the podcast his way to do it. And that's just the beginning, because there are gonna be other things that and I'm sure, but that just to define you from a person that was working as a chef, that started to be independent business in the food and beverage, and now we talk about mindset on a podcast. That's an evolution. And how did he have this evolution? With Dave Martinez to start a business, with the Lightpreneur coaching to define his podcast and going globally with his message.
Process.
Who's gonna be the next? But if you stay with this mindset,
Definitely.
He's gonna come. And even if nothing come, he's gonna enjoy the journey.
Yeah, definitely enjoying it all the way. And what are your thoughts about, to the audience, is money energy?
Well, I wish I would have had this information that I'm sharing with you right now long ago. The fact that as you say, money is energy, I want to start a bit back that money is pretty tangible. Money is the more material that we can think. First, because it's tangible, you keep it.
It's a paper.
Paper, cash, coin, checks. And on the other side, you can buy everything tangible you can have. You cannot buy love, the people stop themselves from this concept. And so they work with a wrong mindset to try to attract money to buy the things they want. But if you think about what money really is, money it's a flow that processes through people. Money it's a tool that continues to expand. It's energy that grows. It's always find vehicles to develop project, ideas, businesses. That's why the ancient was called currency. Did you ever ask yourself why it's called currency? Because it was a flow, the currents between people in the form of tangible thing. So if you understand that money is flow and you want to attract money, you want to collect money, you want to have more, you want to gather more of it, you cannot stay in a state that doesn't allow that flow to come to you. So the two states that I differentiate the human beings from, one that you have kind of superpower and one that you have completely drained by your own energy, is called primal state and powerful state of being. So primal state is mostly when we tend to have things like worrying, anger, frustration, procrastination, and you name it, all things that put us in a fear and block our instinct and block our action and doesn't allow to stay into that flows. On the other side, when you are in a powerful state of being, when you're positive, when you vibrate high, when you stay in visualization, when you're grateful for what you have already,
and you have shifted your mindset,
your energy is connected to that flows, and you put yourself into the game with this vibration. And at some point, when you're clear what you want in that state, the flows will come to you in ways that you don't know. You plan it, but you don't know the way. And it's always been like that. If I see my life, and I'm sure that you understand when I say, if you look at your life, you can put all the plans, but it never really happened the way you say it. But if you stay positive and you continue your way, it will always arrive.
Definitely.
It will always arrive. And that's the whole concept of I'm not enough, I don't have enough, and all those things. You always had enough. Always had enough. But if you stay in an environment that I don't have enough, I don't think if I can make it, how can you think that the universe will come to you and shift your mindset? You shift the mindset and then it comes to you.
That is super clear what you just said. This happened to me this month. This month, probably it happened before, but this month it was conscious. So I have my salary, you have your salary, and I found the way, connection, did some stuff that I received that money back in a way that I was feeling fearful about investing, putting money into this, and this. And the money just came from another source and it flowed.
Yeah.
So that's the limiting belief people has to say.
Yeah.
Don't worry about if you really think this is the right thing to invest in or to go with, do it, and you will find the money. You will find the energy to receive that money back.
Yeah. And I love what you just said because it happens to me many times. But still, we have so brainwashed that even if it happened once, you tend again to go into primal state mode because it's 40 years that we are brainwashed by that. Parents, television, any kind of source, they try to put us fear, to put us anger, to put us disconnection. So the example that I always say is like life, time, money, it's flow. This is flowing. The trees is growing, the flowers is growing, the weather is passing by. That's the concept of life that is flowing, and it's flowing through us as well. If we are able to stay connected to that flows with clarity and purposeful action, we allow our visualization to come towards us. And if we trust that it's coming, we stay positive, we vibrate in that frequency, it will arrive. The fact is that most of the time we go into anger because we don't have it now. We go into anger because I don't think I'm enough. We go into anger, no, it's not happening. When you do that, you know what you do? You put a foot on the hose of life. And when you put a hose on the life, it's there that wants to go, but nothing come out. You need to lift the foot, and you're gonna see that you start to come back again. Come back grounded, come back to meditate, come back to be grateful, come back to kiss your kids and spend time with them. All the things that you know that are important to bring you in a powerful state of being. In that moment, plan the action. Don't plan the action when you're hungry. Don't plan the action when you lost money. Don't play the action when you feel sad. Just let it go. And when you come back to your powerful state of being, then you plan again in that direction.
Definitely. That's how the way you should do it. And Davide, one last thing. Money and happiness. Mm-hmm. Do you think money buys happiness? How is your thoughts on that?
It really depends. If you think that a Lamborghini make you happy,
good.
It's gonna give you happiness. If you think that being present with your kids make you happy, you can buy that. You have to go there. So I decided that a Lamborghini doesn't make me happy, but stay with my kids make me happy. So I'm spending the most time I can with my kids. And where are the money into this equation? The money are that I hustle so much in my last 10 years that I'm able to spend time a lot with them. But if I wanted to use that money to buy a big car and feel that I was happy, I would have used it. But the thing is that I know that material things doesn't make me happy, because they make me happy for a moment, make me happy maybe for even a year. But then there is the new thing, the new object, the new goal, so rely happiness on material things. It's a very I think low vibration and low-minded thing. When you're really awake, when you're really a little bit more experienced, when you're a little bit more wiser, you think that money doesn't buy happiness. But for me, money it's a tool that gives me option. So it can give me an option to stay home if I want to stay home. It can give me an option to go on vacation if I want to go vacation. that's the thing. If that you connect that to happiness, okay, it's happiness. But for me, happiness is way beyond just the
No, what
money.
you're saying
Because I
just
was
from-
very happy when I didn't have money. I was very happy, just going around and inventing what to do with nothing in your pocket. I was happy. So
Oh, okay, for
True,
me,
no?
it was the opposite when I didn't have money. So I lost the job, I lost the house, everything. And for me, it was difficult. But now that I have a money and I'm still doing the same thing, I'm still living at the place that I used to live when I didn't have the money because I'm investing in myself. I'm seeing a whole different way to engage with the things that I have and being happy with what I have. Because the things I'm talking about, for example, spending time with kids, it's the same things. We just play with the sand, with the tree, climbing. Those things don't cost nothing. But at that time, I was,
You
damn it, I
appreciate.
want to go to the maybe they want to go to the movies. When maybe they want to go buy some toys to play. But those things didn't really matter. It was just the being in the moment, like you just said,
Yes, they want
spending
you.
time,
Yeah.
being present.
Yeah.
And now that I can reflect on that, money does make life easier. It gives you options, like you just said. I can just do that, but I also have the options to go to
Yeah.
the movie and that and invest in myself. But does money buy happiness? Happiness is something that you are. You just have to be
Yeah.
happy. Money just makes you progress in life easier.
Jim Carrey has a quote that says, "I wish everyone in this world could be rich, so they realize that money doesn't make them happy."
I think that's what he just meant, because when you have the money,
Everyone thinks that is that. Yeah.
you can realize, hey, when you didn't had it, it was just your thoughts that
Is-
was giving you the problems.
Exactly. The problem is the thoughts, not the problem itself. That's another thing that I love to see out with my student and my people that I work with. They go into the problem like it's something, but as soon as I bring them back to themselves and I let them see what they're thinking that is the problem, it's just the thoughts. And if you dive into that, if you dig into that, if you feel hopeless, if you feel lost, that problem become a burden. But if you just are able to, of course, there are problems that, man, it's life or death. But I don't want to be that drastic. I want to say problem that we really stress ourselves out, a problem that, as I told you, put the foot on the hose. How many times you remember this, because it's something that when I saw these images, this metaphor of the foot on the hose, every time you feel angry, every time you scream to the guy in front of you on the traffic line, every time you reply back to someone and you get that energy, you're putting a foot on the hose of life.
That's an interesting metaphor, because putting a foot on means you don't even have to close the hose.
No, that's always open.
It's just one movement. You just lift the foot and the flow goes again.
The flow is always open. The trees is growing, the cloud is moving, the sun is going up and down. Life is always flowing. Your spirits are always flowing. But if you're in there, you're like, you go in a primal state. The goal, the mission, seriously, beside any course, beside anything. And that's what I do in the mindset. I call it holistic mind thriving. I build it up 13 years of experience around all the tools we have to continuously stay in powerful state of being. So there are a powerful state of being, how we are born. We are born to be the best expression of humanity. The world just asks us to be simply who we are. But then during years we accumulate many things, many events and things like that change our attitude in something that is primal. Do I have to survive? I'm afraid. I can make it. I remain with no food. I remain with no house. I can die. Things like that. And this is embedded in our brain. If we want to make more money, if we want to create something, if we want to do something powerful in our life, but we stay in that state, it will never happen. That's the concept of mindset. That's why you can put all the money in the world, but if you are in that state, it will happen. Or it will take longer time. If you stay in a powerful state of being, with the right foundation of beliefs, always grateful of what you already have, clear on where you want to go, confident with yourself, and wondering yourself the right question. In that flow, the answer of those questions, the positive answer of those questions, become your action plan. On the other side, if you stay in a negative inner beliefs, you're not even grateful of what you already have, even the food that you have every day since you are born, 3 times a day on your table. 3 times a day on your table since you're born, you never skip a meal. And I'm sorry if some one of you maybe did for a good, but that's already something that to be grateful beyond imagination. But it's okay. You wanted a new car. So you're not grateful. You have no clarity of what you want to do. So you are in this state. You want to do something. You start. I don't think I can make it. Why if I don't have the money? Why if I cannot make it? So negative question. So what your brain does, this happens unconsciously. If you do this to yourself, the brain is a search engine. What does it do? It started to give images of the things that you answer. Why doesn't it work for me? It doesn't give you, you remember 2017, remember 10, it started to bring you all of this. What happened to you in this primal state? You don't do anything. Inaction, procrastination. On the other side, power foundation, I have enough. I'm good. I love my kids. I'm loved. I'm okay. You start to be grateful. Thank you for the smile that my son gave me today. I'm clear. Hey, I want to build the best coaching space on the Caribbean islands. I'm clear. Whatever, I'm clear. I start to, okay, what can I do by that? Okay, can I do a funnel? Can I do some content? Can I do that? I start to write down those things. Those things become my plan. At this point, there is only one thing that can kick in and fuck everything. Fear. Fear. Even with the best plan, you can still have fear. And when I show you how you can distract fear, hack it.
Because it will come.
It will come. When you're very close, because everything is there, then it's fear. And when I show you what fear really is and how you can manage to bring it down, then you don't have any more excuse. And then you reach the level of the high achiever. That they plan, they overcome fear, and they go on the other side.
Nice, interesting. So for you guys, especially the young people who want to start their side hustle or their side business, I've seen, especially in the pandemic, lots of you can call them young entrepreneurs starting their own businesses. What can you give them your money philosophy that can help them make clear actions about their money mindset?
Okay. Start to take a old shoes box and whatever, $50, 50 florins, $100 that your grandma gives to you when you go on Sunday to get an ice cream. Just put it there. Put it there. Just put that 50 there. Then at some point you realize that you have 1,000, 1,200, 2,500. What you do? Don't go beyond, hey, I want that pair of shoes, that things like that. It's okay. Buy something that you love, okay. But thinking about, okay, now I'm 20, now I'm 15, now I'm 25, now I'm stupid, but I'm gonna be smart and wise one day. I'm gonna be. So keep that things like as your vaults, your treasure thing. When you're gonna be a little bit more mature, when you know a little bit more what you wanna do, you have this money that you can really, at that age, buy an access, enter. You can enter in contact with a mentor. Okay?
Access
to a mentor. It can be a mentor on anything. There are mentors of everything. You wanna sell shoes online, he's gonna tell you, okay, where you have to buy, what you have to do, how you have to think. And that's what I'm teaching to my kids, because I give them a definitive freedom to do whatever they want, but they need to understand that 10 years of study, 20 years of university, unless you want to be a doctor or a lawyer, it's wasted money. It's a trick of the system to put you in debt, so you work 10 years to pay a debt of something that now you go to work at an insurance company. Nowadays, you invest 5, 10K to get in contact for 3, 6 months, 1 year with a mentor, and he show you exactly what you have to do in real estate, in business, in internet, online, in coaching, in anywhere. Of course, don't become a donkey. I mean, study. love to study, read books, say what the teacher tell you to do, but don't waste your life on things that are you can regret one day. That's all it's weird saying by me because I did so many stupid things, but I don't regret anything. But I always had that box.
Always have that to
Grandma,
invest in
yeah,
yourself.
come to visit me too. And then I was making some work for them, and then boom, I do put away. When I was 18, I was having some money. Then I went to work, things like that.
And teach your kids from young on. So if there's parents listening, tuning in, teach your kids from young on about money mindset. How if they want to buy some sweets. If you want to know you have this money, this is what you can spend on your sweet, and this is what you can leave for another thing that you want, a toy, whatever. Small things, and whenever they grow up, they will learn more.
But remember that your kids do what you do, not what you say to do.
True.
So if you tell them to save and then you waste in silly things, they start to have this kind of contradiction, and that's super important things that the kids do what they see that you do, not what you tell them to do, and that's a huge difference. Because you can tell them the best things as a parent, but then while you are instinct, you do what is your instinct, and then they see that it's in contradiction of what you just said, and that's create like a confusion and say, well,
you have to do it yourself.
Yeah, you don't know. That's why you need to walk the talk.
And what was the one thing you would say that, damn, I wish I knew that when I was young? Because you just say you also did a lot of stupid things that you don't. What was the one thing?
I think the foot on the hose. I sorry if I come back there, guys, but I waste so much energy in fighting. I have so much energy in being angry. I spend so much energy in being disappointed. I spend so much energy being frustrated from the government, frustrated from the society, fighting the system. Yeah, on the border of being a rebel. But in that moment, I was not allowing the true magical way of life of unfolding in front of me, and so I paid the price. And so I wish that this metaphor of the foot on the hose, that the money is energy, life is energy, if you really grasp it and you allow yourself to always stay in a powerful state of being. So even if you're hungry, tin rabbia, just recognize the feeling. Okay, so usually when you're angry, it's a feeling. So don't let the feeling become go in the body. Don't let it go in the mind. Just breathe, realize it, and breathe, and come back. That's another. It's called neuro-shaping. Okay, that's why I say the best meditation is one when you meditate, but when you are in town, living your life, and realizing what are the things that trigger your feelings. That's a new level of meditation. But anyway, if you're able to recognize when you're having a moment that is bringing you in primal state, like fear, like anger, like disappointing, it can happen. We're human, but you recognize it, you detach from this feeling, and you come back to, hey, thank you that I'm able to do this work on me. If you just do this in 3 seconds and you habit yourself, you will allow your neuro shape your connection in the brain, and you will be able to always stay at least the majority of your time in a powerful state of being. And that's where 3 things happen. Coincidence start to happen when you flow into the game, into the system.
Powerful.
Yeah, that's a new concept that's my last 6 months of study. I really create something together with my mentor only on mindset. And I create this course. It's a 3-month course, but when I work one-to-one, but I'm building right now in a group coaching, so it can be developed in 1 month. And it's completely, it's where spirituality and neuro shaping comes together in order to create this ecosystem that allow your energy always stay in powerful state of being, instead of ending up in primal state so many times that you don't allow the good things coming to you.
Right, great job.
Yeah.
And the people who wants to learn about this can go at Entrepreneur.
Can go anywhere, but it's my job to come to you.
All right. Davide, thank you. Money, mindset, energy. Hope you guys learn something and start flowing with the money. Get your feet out of the hose. Let it flow. Let it go.
Yeah.
Money is a way to go around. Currency.
Yeah.
Spend it on yourself. Invest in yourself and let it come back to you.
Powerful state of being, primal state. Recognize the people around you if they are in powerful state of being or they're in primal state, and connect with the one that stay in powerful state of being. You see them, they glow.
Exactly. Thank you, Davide.
Thanks for invitation.
Thank you guys for listening. Stay tuned for next week. We have lots of podcasts going on Unfuckability. We have Soppy Mix. We have Politica to Cruel.
Hey Jeff, when is mine?
We're gonna have maybe another one podcast about an entrepreneur. And next month we're gonna start about body love and health.
Nice.
So I'm gonna bring lots of people to talk about what are things that they can do in their daily habits to love their body,
Nice topic.
love their health. Health is wealth. So have a good night.
So you see, Marlon, where did you bring the concept of mind, body, and soul? At the podcast on a monthly basis. Nice.
Yes.
We started with a kitchen thing and now became nice. I'm happy.
Mind, body, and soul.
Super.
That's what it's about.
Super.
Have a great night. Peace.
Peace.